foot, you can just hook his legs so that he can't really get his legs under him, and therefore like you can keep him down like this. I like to also scissor my legs, so like my knees right now are faced upward. I like to kind of bring them in this position where there's like this upward slope into his face, and I find that like it just makes it easier for me to like extend my leg and make him feel the weight of like my hamstrings. So like if he's really tight on his figure four, one thing I like to do is like, yeah, you can totally just like do this thing where like you just like expand your body and break. I actually like using like pit of my knee, my hamstring here, and actually just like putting it right on this like elbow right here, and then basically just like extending my foot. It's a little bit more targeted, and then the minute I can see his hand, I can just punch it off, and then again, same. So these are just things I like to do to just sort of keep time coming around. So that's a couple of tips there. There's also a really nasty thing I like to do, which is I take this bottom foot and I throw it right on top of this forearm that's closer to me, and I start to drop it. Some people will tap, but most people won't, and they generally will just like move their forearm out of the way. And what happens is this foot will then drop straight into the pocket right here, like the pocket closer to my body. And now I have this kind of like a cradle on their shoulder using my leg, and then this other foot will go to the other side of his neck. This is really hard for Frank to get out, because like even if I don't have this foot over his head, like if he tries to like turn this way, he can't. He runs into my calf, and if he tries to turn into me, he can't really. He runs into my shin. So the way like he has to get out of this is he'll take this on and like try to grab my foot, move that. But obviously that's very, very difficult. It's a lot of movement for Frank, and so like once I get here, it's almost like a pretty much like a guaranteed finish if he's not like grabbing anything. I'm just gonna break his arm. So if you're on top, you can try these things like a little scissor, grabbing the leg. You can try like opening. I look for that like fat of the hand, kind of like push the until I can see the fat of the hand. Do that. Or you can try throwing this foot, kind of like for a bicep slicer, and then the follow up and then it just drops straight into this area right here. So that's on top. On bottom for the figure four escape, like good old reliable one is like, even if Frank's grabbing my leg here, I just like, I'm also fighting it, like using my other foot, fight it. So I can try and like come up. Once I come up here, I want to stay close. I want Frank to get this arm, his right arm here, to invert under me like this. Because if he inverts, he'll pull me back down again, like that. So basically we're getting up. I'm kind of like staying behind his butt right here. And then what I want to do is keeping this karate chop going. I'm going to basically like lean his knee, basically snap him, get his knee close to his head, and then I'm going to take my knee and then come up behind his butt. I don't like having an angle, so not like this, because his butt can still fall. But like this, just to like have a little structure. From here, like, I should feel pretty safe. The way he breaks my arm is if he can do that hip extension, yeah, like that. But if I can keep his knees close to his head, that means he can't really extend and do the finishing mechanic. I can just safely pull my arm out. So that's why you see like when people, when they're not patient enough, and let's say like they want to pull out because they're just like afraid, but they like forget about this, so they'll try to pull out. And this is where we get finished. If I'm patient and make sure I keep this, sometimes they like use your head. It's like make sure they can't extend. And I can just pull out. And then the last thing, very easy escape from here. Since you have like a very good frame here. One thing I like to do is to go between trying to get up and also just try to push their leg that's over my head above me, and then put my overhand above it. This is actually pretty strong. Like once I get here, he can't get his leg back. It's hard for him to get his leg back. And then now I can just like, get out like a tube and come up. Work out like a tube. Yeah. So yeah, we'll drill that for like 3 minutes. Yeah, you guys just alternate like the pushing up and skate, coming up and skate. Really like feel that crunch up, like you should feel pretty safe